Please remain standing. I want to welcome you to this emergency rally, Canada for Israel. For this country truly does stand for Israel. The blessings of the God of Israel, if we want the blessings of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, then we must do as Genesis 12:3 says, and that is to bless Israel. Because that passage says that God will bless those who bless thee and curse those who curse thee. And we do not want Canada to be a cursed land, but a blessed land. And that's why we're here, gathered here tonight. We are going to pray for the peace of Jerusalem as commanded by Psalms 122. And tonight, I believe we are going to do something that is very powerful, because this is an emergency rally. The reason it's an emergency is because Canada has had the most supportive Prime Minister in our history in Stephen Harper. Stephen Harper, Canada had a perfect record for nearly 50 years of voting against Israel every single vote in the United Nations. But once Stephen Harper came on the scene, that changed. He was the first leader in the world to condemn Hamas when they came up front to represent the Palestinian people, a terrorist group. He was the only prime minister in this world that stood up at the Francophonie Summit and demanded fairness in their response to the Hezbollah war against Israel. He was the first head of state in the world to lead a country to boycott the horrific Durban II racism conference, and then many of the other nations followed suit. But today, our Prime Minister is under attack. He's under attack by vicious Islamic forces that have come together to stop him from supporting Israel the way he has. The 57 Islamic nations got together as a bloc and voted against Canada to be a part of the UN Security Council. And of course, this was it appears to be a great blemish on the record of Canada, but I believe it is a strength that Canada stood for its principles rather than bowing to those who want to pressure our country to do the wrong thing. These forces are now saying to our Prime Minister that he must change his foreign policy, that he must be neutral. But I like to quote the great leader Winston Churchill, where he said he refused to be neutral between the fire and the firemen. Our Prime Minister refuses to be neutral between those who want to bring destruction and terrorism, and he refuses to not support those firemen that want to put out these destructive forces. Tonight, we stand shoulder to shoulder with our Prime Minister. We stand shoulder to shoulder with Israel. Over the last 2 weeks, Mahmoud Abbas, the president of the Palestinian Authority, the head of the Fatah party, whose constitution declares that they are going to step forward to wipe out Israel, that they advocate the destruction of Israel, that they advocate, this is the party of Yasser Arafat. This constitution and this organization that this man represents, in the last 2 weeks, twice declared that he is going to ask the United States and the UN Security Council to recognize the independence of Palestine based on the pre-1967 borders. That includes the city of Jerusalem, going to the Muslim people of this world. We together as Christians and Jews stand here tonight in unison, shoulder to shoulder, and say never again will that city of Jerusalem, the eternal capital of the Jewish people, be allowed to leave the hands and the governance of the Jewish people. That is why we're here tonight. And I want to ask a great rabbi, a great leader in this country, Rabbi Mendel Kaplan, to come and invoke God's blessing on this evening. God, give this man a good hand. He stands strong, and we must support him.